ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And it's the two of us. It's our beautiful voices. You know what that means, don't you, Rang?
It's casting time, isn't it? We're here to cast.
I was thinking so. I thought I was thinking nap time, but no, you're right. It
Okay.
is Steel Division right now, Normandy 44, and we have ourselves a real cracker of a game on show here. It's a 1v1, and who we have playing?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Mr. Sir Vainglory as the 6th Airborne Division. And on the right-hand side, we have Cifraxx as the 12th.SS Panzer Division.
Now, you were telling me before this particular cast started that Sir Vainglory is a bit of a rock star of the kind of like SD44 area. Now, why is that?
He is a fellow YouTuber too, and he does this lovely series called Anatomy of Battle, where he goes into a 1v1 match that he played and just points out everything that he did from a more sentimental perspective. And this is actually one of the matches that he actually did. So, after we're done casting, if you want to go and check his channel out, the link will be in the description below, and I'll personally put this actual match that he played into the link if you want to check it out from his perspective.
Indeed, indeed. And honestly, do me a favor, pass me along that link so that way I can check that out too. Because honestly, before today, I had not heard of this good knight here. He sounds like quite a gentleman.
Yeah, he's very nice, and he has a thick Scottish accent, which is pretty awesome. Do you like that Scottish accent?
All the more reason for you to check out then.
Yep.
But so the 6th Airborne, so he's playing somebody from the old not the Emerald Isles here. Geez, what am I talking about? But he's playing the 6th Airborne. Not sure why I thought Scots for a second are Irish, but let's get back to it.
I mean, yeah, he's actually a Scottish
what do we
division.
expect? What do we expect? I don't often see these guys.
6th Airborne is a tough deck. I honestly say it's not exactly a good deck in its current state. They're very paper. They don't have a lot of heavy armor or heavy staying power. They got a few infantry, some anti-tank guns, and really the veterancy is what keeps them in the game. As you can just see all the stars on their side. Just stars galore.
Oh my gosh, it does look like a good night over there to the western side, doesn't it? Now,
yep,
over on the east, I do want to highlight, we are going to have our little buddy, the Panzer II here, and
oh, there we go. The little Lynxy.
With the 6th Airborne being so light, will he find himself being a little more important in this particular game, do you think?
Yeah, especially if the Beta Cromwell as well, because it is a lot of light armor. Heck, I think even the Beta Cromwell have a good time against those 3 armored Tetrarchs, so no need for a Firefly at all for Mr. Cifraxx. Just 222s, Panda 2s. The Cromwell is all he really needs to fight 6th Airborne effectively.
You know, when he first was setting up his units here with Sir Vainglory, I thought he's really kind of overloading on the top side of this map. Then you go down to the southern side, you realize a machine gun and anti-tank gun, that's all he needs. He doesn't need anything else to cover that.
Nope, it's pretty much all he can really get. We have looked at the decks before, and Sir Vainglory for 6th Airborne deck is very A-phase light in terms of infantry. Just 4 or 2x4 of the AB powers, and then some AB vicars. That's it. No brain groups, no leaders, no nothing. It's all B phase of air landings.
And good lord, it seems like everyone's in that town.
Yep. And those
2, 4, 6.
Yes.
Wow, it actually almost is. All of his early infantry is out on the map.
Yeah, it is ballsy. AB powers at long range engagements against those Panzer Grenadiers, not gonna have a good time, because we all know the Bren gun is pretty much a Nerf gun. But at close range, look how many submachine guns they got, mate. They got 4 submachine guns. That's almost a stormtrooper squad. So if he can get in close, he's going to have heck of a time. But just looking at his current position, it doesn't seem to be the case, as Cifraxx is a pretty good defensive location with nice, at least a little bit of an open ground between him and the enemy.
Now, okay, so the boy to Cromwell, are we really kind of surprised I'm not seeing him take a more active stance, maybe flanking around this town?
Yeah, I honestly think the boys will do wonderful down south, because it can outrange those 6-pounders, Khan. So if he can knock out the 6-pounders easy peasy, and the whole southern section will be in his control. And honestly, this whole southern part of the map, and middle part too, is really going to be in Cifraxx's favour, as 6th Airborne does not have that long range advantage.
Now, so far, we are seeing not a whole lot of fighting just yet. There we go, finally starting to kick on off with this town. Some probes happening up from these P-Grunt squads, and I get the feeling he's going to get torn to pieces, though.
Once he gets in close, yes, he will, because that's just a lot of AB powers, and for Mr. Sir Vainglory, for 7 minutes, he got to make sure that all his infantry stays alive. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge and a half, I got to admit.
Yeah, especially if you bring in that Flak 38 a little bit more. I mean, that thing could just wreck all that infantry pretty darn quickly, I would think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you got the Panther 2 as well, and that boy de Cromwell's down starting to put down some fire. And as you can see, with the fire support vehicles in plane, Cifraxx is having a damn good time, hardly taking any losses on his Panzergrens.
And he's got a fair number of them as well. I mean, he's not going particularly heavy.
Nope.
But at the same time, I mean, that's not inconsiderable. I'm looking at, what, four Pioneers and actually 3 Fuhrers as well. So he's got a decent amount of infantry for Phase A.
Yeah, it's a pretty good amount. It's just enough to get you through as 12th.SS.
That's definitely fair. Definitely fair. So who would you give the edge to early on with this?
Honestly, I'm going to give the edge the entirety of the map to Cifraxx, as its map really just plays an advantage if he decides to actually play in the southern section of the map. Up north, it's going to be a little bit more dicey, just because of all the AB powers, yeah. But apart from that, I really am going to give this to Cifraxx.
Now, we are seeing this weird kind of 3-inch mortars coming on in. So I have to say, this could be a light way for Sir Vainglory to really kind of take things back in his favor. What do you say?
Those mortars, and I believe he also has... Yeah, he only has the mortars in A phase. Will be very useful, because that can keep away those light vehicles, such as the 222, the infantry. Almost killed that Flak 38 down south. And...
Now, am I wrong? Wait, it's just the 3-inch mortars. I'm also seeing a 381mm off-map.
Oh yeah, you also see off-map party, of course. Yeah, to see when you really need everything dead, and yeah, off-map party be a wonderful unit to bring in up north. And I think artillery will be a very important part for Vainglory in A phase to keep his defensive position in place.
Now, I have to say, for me, I'm a little bit afraid for the German tanks. Look at the size of those GAMs, man. Those gammon bombs are going to cause a lot of issues. I don't really know why the Germans are being so aggressive with their vehicles.
Yeah, the gammon bombs can be rather scary, but you have to get within 100 meters, which is quite a jog, I have to say. Oh, that one Recce or Pathfinder squad, I believe, got a grenade off on the croc. Did it get a grenade off?
Oh yeah, there's been 4 or 5 grenade gammon bombs already. So I'm kind of stunned that Cifraxx is being still as aggressive as he has been.
Yeah, I mean the transmission got damaged on the Cromwell, but didn't exactly get the full-on kill. And this isn't looking too good for Cifraxx now, as Cromwell's really, with that transmission damage, it's going to have a hard time pulling back, and that Tetrarch could come in and get the snipe.
That's exactly what he's going to do right now. He's actually taking a quick look at... Never mind. He's got to get in and actually onto the main road again. That's not going to be too quick, I don't think.
Yeah, he has to go kind of round the north, and he still has a good chance of killing that Cromwell. He does have veterancy advantage too.
Now, overall, we are going to see it's 45-55 between these two valiant foes, with the Germans coming out ahead on this one. A lot more infantry is rushing on in, and I think this will be pretty much the balance of whatever the Brits have left, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can get some more, like, recon pathfinders and snipers, but apart from that, that's pretty much all this AB power's gone. And
You see snipers? I didn't see any snipers myself, but alright.
No, never mind. Oh, it's like 2 snipers in this deck, but that's about it.
Now, interestingly enough, we are seeing that despite relative, I would say, lightness of the kind of British start here, the Germans really can't force them back out until Phase B. We're taking a look at the decks right now. Now, why is that?
They don't really have any artillery in Phase A for the Germans, and well, they got the fire support, but you need to get direct line of fire, and even with autocannons, that's too much infantry to deal with. It's just so many AP powers, it's going to take him forever and a half to just go through them all. Well, you know, a good old Panzerwerfer would easily knock us all out.
Unfortunately, we're not going to see that kind of heavy artillery until Phase C, even.
Yeah.
We did see, by the way, Panzer II did go down, the valiant little plucky foe, getting taken out by those derided gammon bombs.
Yeah, it always seems the Panzer II dies rather fast in every match I see it in. Which is a shame.
Well, to be fair,
it is a nice little tank.
Well, I was gonna say it does kind of make sense though too. I mean, think about it. The Panzer II at this point was really just a training vehicle and at best a
Yep.
scout vehicle. So I guess it kind of makes.
Yeah, to say it was out of date at this point in time is an understatement. Yeah, we do see a second run being brought out to avenge his brother. Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm just,
Indeed.
I'm still amazed how the Germans like. This Southern Saxon would have been such a good area of attack. Just, I'm really annoyed that Cromwell's been raced up north because he could have completely broke through the southern sector in Phase B, reinforce it with Panthers and proper AT guns, and this match would really be in his advantage. So he is still getting that +1 point advantage, so he's not doing too bad, but I still think he could have done a better job by focusing down south a bit more.
What's more for me, I'm actually kind of stunned that we're seeing there's 2 more Tetrarchs being brought on in.
Damn, that's quite a bit of armor here. It's very light armor, and also those Tetrarchs are cheap as chips, only 55 points each. So he's just
True, I mean, think about it. It's really just a giant gun mounted on top of like a pathetic little track. So.
Yeah, it's just an armored 2-pounder gun with a machine gun. It doesn't even have HE ammunition on its main cannon. It's really just for fighting against those light vehicles, and it does kill one of those 250/9s, and just there's not much in this town anymore from Cifraxx.
Yeah, and I'm happy you mentioned that. We are at 48-52, so the Allies are still losing tickets out against the Germans, but I don't feel it's going to be happening too much longer now.
Nah, not too much longer. I mean, once he captures this town, it's going to be a nice bit of ground covered, but it's after the town, Colin, that's going to be hard, because that's a lot of open ground, and it's not until C phase where they can start getting 17-pounders and, you know, challenges and the like. That helps them and allows them to fight over open ground much more effectively. Till then, they have to rely on air to power, Tetrarchs, and Cromwells.
Definitely sounds correct. Now, I thought we were going to see this kind of flak track come on up to the northern side and try to pelt down some of this infantry, but it looks like he's heading down to the south, and I can't say I understand why.
Yeah, and it's also out of ammo, it seems, which are almost out of ammo, which is not a good predicament for any unit. And I think for Mr. Cifraxx, he should just back out the town and just contain it. Try to create a no man's land between him and the town, and then just try to move on in another section of the map. Because at this point, until he gets heavy artillery, not a chance in how he's going to be able to take our town back. It's just too many AB powers.
Well, we are into Phase B, though, so I mean, we could be seeing some of those Panthers and some of that kind of heavy artillery coming in now. Yep. And of course, I'm being a little more coy with that, but regardless, we could see some legitimate firepower.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any units being brought up immediately, so I think Cifraxx is saving up for that Panther tank or Mr. Tiger.
However, we are going to see exactly what you're talking about. We will see the Brits basically pushing back anything that really remains of the Germans.
Yep.
In a few heartbeats here.
Yeah. I honestly thought it was really ballsy and kind of dumb to bring all the AB powers at start, but after seeing just having that amount of just men in a town, even though the machine guns aren't as good, it's still enough to push the Germans back. It's just, it's too many people to shoot, Khan. That's the problem.
Definitely seems fair. So the blob play is definitely favoring the Brits here, and I can't help but feel that if the Germans had any sort of A-phase artillery, this would be a completely different game already.
Yeah. Or, well, a little bit of aggression down south now, just at 1250/9, taking a huge swath of ground, but like you said, just that A-phase Panzerwerfer, yeah, I believe the 12th.SS can get one, would have made a huge difference. Absolute game changer.
ME-109 is making a ground run, so there's a pack howitzer out in the field, and one ME-109 is going to make a rocket run, and gonna pin it, so doing a little bit of good work right there. And there's still another one out in the field that was on combat air patrol, and I think interesting, he's going after the Tetrarchs instead. Not sure I understand that one. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I would have gone on probably a second one on the howitzer just to get the full-on kill, but yeah, I wouldn't agree with the Tetrarch run. Maybe it's all he could see at the time.
True, so maybe what I'll do real quick, let's kick on over to what we see for Cifraxx. Maybe we can understand a little bit better.
Ooh.
He sees nothing.
He has, like, all his recon down south, but Well, I can understand not having recon up in the northern area because it is a town, but it's not doing them any favours as well.
True.
Now, for Vainglory, he can pretty much see the Cromwell or Panzer IIs, and he has a very good eyesight on what's going on in this middle area of the map. You know, behind enemy lines right now at 250SS9 can do quite a bit of damage, I think, if it gets into a good position. Maybe?
Well, nice thing too is we'll see these guys are going to spot, I think, 4 that half track, and they'll keep them alive maybe a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Maybe flank the 6-pounder and get a kill, but I don't know. I mean, you got a Panzer IV up north, and why is he bringing a tank into a town fight?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's like bringing a gun to a knife fight, except that it's in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You don't bring a gun. You don't bring a gun to a knife fight in a 1 meter by 1 meter room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, for all you people who live any place that's not the rest of the world, that is 3.03 feet, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
You don't want to help out the your neighbors down here to the southern side of that border.
Oh yeah. You got you guys and your silly imperial system.
Hey man, you know what? When we left the UK, we left to go jolly old England for our own destiny, we still wanted to keep a little bit of the taste of home. It wasn't like you Canadians up there.
Okay, fair point.
Now, I do want to claim a note, by the way. We are seeing Sir Vainglory has somehow managed to flip the switch on territory, so he controls 10% more than his opponent.
Yep.
The number's only growing.
Yeah, definitely knocking out a few of those southern and middle units is helping out, and there's really not much here. It's really just a Pack 38, man. That's and that AA half-track thing, but that's really it. Though it's 250/9 is really going for the home run.
Yeah, but what is he going to be able to do here? Pick off an HMG? Like, big deal.
And it doesn't really have any line sight either. Oh no, maybe he's trying to get a checkmate.
And here, folks, is going to be why it's great to have line of sight. This Tetrarch can see the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV cannot see Jack.
Yep. And those Tetrarchs have a very good chance.
Oh, never mind.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, Tetrarchs, you have a very good chance actually fighting the Panzer IV because they barely have enough to pan it, but it's a 55-point unit against what, 140-point unit. You can get like 3 Tetrarchs or 1 Panzer IV almost.
And he has those 3 Tetrarchs for that matter, so he's got 2 of them still on here. They're both pinging rounds into the Cromwells like crazy. I can't say I understand that.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get his 2 moving up because you can get some pretty good flank shots onto his Panzer IV if you get him into his right side of the town.
True. True.
Yeah.
Transmissions have been damaged, at least on one of those. We have a bit of a furball going down to the southern side, I think, between the Mosquito and
Tempest.
The ME-109. Tempest, excuse me. I'm sorry. I just kind of assumed. Boy de Cromwell finally does die, so the Brits do remove their captured product from German hands here.
Mm-hmm.
And the Panzer IV just starts picking off a couple of AA materials in the town.
Yeah, and he got a second Panzer IV to fight in this town. No,
I don't understand.
It's not.
I don't understand. 250, by the way, died just to the left of that angular force where the spot troop is right now.
Yep.
I dare say, yes, it was a Cromwell. It took 2 rounds, but he took them on out, and that's all she wrote. Oh well.
Yeah.
Cifraxx is still up by about 500 tickets, or 520 as we speak, but Sir Vainglory is kind of like a terrier right now. He is just biting down. He's not letting go.
It's catching up, that's for sure. But yeah, it's just this whole middle section has been completely neglected by the Germans when it's really a key to winning, I have to say. And Mozzie Pathfinder gonna be dropping in that hot fire.
But I think he's going to find it's a little bit warm under the collar for himself here.
And he has no AA to really protect him, so I think the Messerschmitt's probably going to get the kill.
Actually, the Messerschmitt was almost out of ammo, though, too, so, geez, that was a
clutch kill.
Bit of a surprise there.
I wouldn't say it was probably the best time to bring in a Pathfinder or 2 fighters flying over the field, but he killed the Pack 38, and that's really it.
That's all it's going to be.
Yep.
Now, Tetrarchs are still in place on the northern side, and this P4 is not going to be able to get any kind of vision on them.
No, they're in good positions, those Tetrarchs. So they can just pop out when they want and get a good close range shot. And it seems like it might be a case up north as that one Panzer IV running dangerously close to those two Tetrarchs.
I don't know if he's trying to pick off this AA. Yes, it looks like he is. So one shot, one kill. That's done.
Yeah, it's a stack hound. And I feel like he's almost... I never mind, he's going to be backing off. But Sir Vainglory could probably get a good, sniping at Panther 4 if you moved up both Tetrarchs right now. I mean, it's a 2-on-1 engagement.
That's true, but if you lose that, at that point you do give up your entire northern side of the map.
Yeah, good point too.
Worth noting in the meantime that we're seeing a new wave of infantry having to get brought on in. 4 new squads. And can't say I really blame that. A lot of British men have given their final moments to hold on to this town.
Yeah, it's definitely been of a bridge too far moment, but where there's no bridge in sight. But it's still a lot of German tanks.
True. And so actually, wait a sec. Whoa, we have these dual Tempests. Yep, I dare say there goes the ME-109. He overstayed his welcome, and is he gonna hit somebody? No, I thought he was going to hit maybe like the Pathfinders for a second.
Yeah, that's pretty close. That was only 100 meters, and in airplane crashing into ground targets, yeah, it's pretty close.
Very much so. So one Tetrarch is firing at the wrong P4, and I believe he's going to pay for his hubris in just a moment here. Yep. So now all that's left is just one Tetrarch in the towns of command, and another kind of Tetrarch just on the northern side of this hamlet. And I kind of really wish, were I a German player right now, that I'd be popping in some more mortars here. Again, I feel like he's really missing an opportunity.
He's trying to bring tanks into a town fight, and we all know what happens in Stalingrad. That's not the best idea. Also bringing up a rubber in too, which is probably a better choice than the tanks, to be honest, because it can deal with the
Tempests. But where's he putting it? Take a look where he's putting it.
Where's he? Okay, why don't... Okay, he's bringing the Panzer IV down south. I gotta agree with that. And yeah, honestly, a rubber and I'd agree would be better up north because he already has that one AA unit down south. But I think he's just trying to concentrate his AA units in one location instead of spreading them out. But at the same time, just the infantry support alone at the rubber end brings up would just be much more useful in that northern section.
I would tend to agree. Another rocket run coming on in takes out the 6-pounder, and that's another that just gets brought off the map yet again.
Yeah, the German player, even though he's been rather negligent, if I can actually bloody say the word, on infantry and whatnot, he's been bringing those planes quite a bit. Those Messerschmitts and ME-109 rocket planes been coming in full force. And it's only really now
I would say
Vainglory's bringing in like Tempests and whatnot to try and deal with him. And it seems like he may lose one Tempest.
Oh, wow, no, I think he just barely made it out. I might be wrong there.
Yeah, he just got out just barely by the skin of his teeth.
But no, so this Robovent, I really feel like is in a better position to attack this town. P4, in the meantime, trades shots with that Cromwell 5. I'm in a curious position where both guys can kill the other one. It's just who gets lucky first.
No, bounce on the Cromwell. That's rather embarrassing for the Panzer, yeah.
Probably true, but you know what? If I'm forcing him back, and there we go. So we can see force back, and never mind. He's just out of range now, so forget that one.
And he doesn't want to move up too close because that 6-pounder is on standby if he just crosses that hedgerow line. And honestly, he needs to get some sort of recon in this middle section. He does have that 233, but it's not exactly in the best position right now.
At least we are finally seeing some strong pioneers, and this really could turn around this town fight. If he can just manage to stop getting him pinned the second he brings him on the map.
Yeah.
Cannot say I agree with the way he's really kind of attacked this town.
Nope. It's like we keep saying, just a bit of heavy artillery and you just level the town to pieces from far away.
Well, Junger's coming on in, he's making a ground attack, he's just in the middle of...
Oh, there we go.
Mortar? He's wasting it on the mortar?
Oh no, I'd say killing the mortar. I mean, it's a good idea, but probably it would have been better to try to get infantry and do the breakthrough. Oh no, I'm kind I'm kind of mixed on that opinion, to be honest. I think both would have been good targets.
It's been a long week, so maybe I'm just tired with this, but it's really confusing, some of these tactical decisions being made by Cifraxx. It seemed like he had a really great thing going early on.
Yeah.
And now he just dithered it away.
I mean, he's been attacking this town really with just tanks, and that's not a terrible, terrible idea if you bring in infantry to support, but he really hardly brought up any infantry to support his tank engagement.
And I'm happy you put it that way, because that's just what be worth mentioning is, yes, this is a game of combined arms. You cannot send in one unit and expect it to really kind of win the day. I'm looking at you, Michael Vittman.
It's not Company of Heroes 2. You can't just get out veteran Tiger and attack move into the enemy base.
Trust me, there's even some people who try to do that, and I guarantee you it does not go well. Challenger, in the meantime, coming on down, falling back. Ooh, this could be perfect if you can get shots off on it. Oh, never mind.
Well,
that could have been gorgeous, but no.
Oh, no.
It looks like this last Tetrarch is probably going to give his life
and
to cover for this Challenger.
And it's rather amusing, because Cifraxx has really only been bringing up
never mind.
Panzer IVs. He did lose that one, yeah. I mean, he is...
Again, he's got one Werfraum, he's got 2 Hummels he can be bringing on in.
Yeah.
Those need to be his decisions here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with that. And he's using a lot of Panzer IVs. And, you know, going with medium tanks isn't a terrible idea, but a Tiger, a Panther definitely would help out, just having that heavy armor on the field. He is exchanging some shots in the middle with his Panzer IV, but I feel like he just... I mean, just look how many units he has on the field, Cifraxx. It's not a lot.
Just barely north of a half dozen. Looks like he's got 8 on there right now. Thank God he just brought in some infantry, otherwise it wouldn't even have that.
Yeah. Oh, finally a Panther, a proper tank being brought in the southern section. And look, the southern section, it's clean, it's unsafe when it's manifest destiny land for you to just run through and take.
Meanwhile, on the northern side, he loses more and more of his tanks. So it's 64th, 36. He's down 300 plus tickets now at this point.
And the MG42.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and
my gosh.
Really, Sir Vainglory has kind of set up a kill zone in that town, because if anything gets too close, it just get lit up by the Tetrarchs, the Cromwells, the infantry, etc., etc. He's just
Challenger up to the northern side, preventing any flanks. Jeez, yeah, this is kind of embarrassing now.
Yeah, it's really just it's all this play centered on this one area of the map where Cifraxx has really ignored the rest of it. So now it seems like he has seen the errors of his raise and still going to put some pressure down south. And honestly, that Panther is going to be a huge deal, because that's going to force Sir Vainglory to probably get a Challenger or 17-pounder to defend his southern side, and that sort of relieve some pressure up north. Oh,
Cromwell's going to make an end run around this tree line. He's going to get picked off. This is a bit unfortunate. He's just moving.
Oh no.
And engaging. That was a beautiful shot right there. P4.
Didn't even get
just north of 200 meters.
Didn't even get a shot off. He just kept on running. But that's going to clear up the middle section here for Cifraxx to really move up his Panzer IV and try and do something. But I feel like he needs like a Panzer Grenadier unit in this mid to help screen the ray.
Gotta be something though. You're right. You're right. Now, we do have those airborne snipers you were talking about before, so forgive me for not believing you, but I didn't see them on the deck somehow, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be too useful against the bloody Panzer IV, unless they can do some Sniper Elite 2 stuff and shoot the gas engine, but seems like it's just going to be a running around, trying to get some eyes.
You know, we are going to see some Werfraum, though, action up to the northern side. He's just a move engagement for some reason.
Finally, he's getting the proper unit shot he needs to win the match now.
You know, if he just blindly targets that the front part of that town, he'll just take out the entire army.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get roughed in a second, and it has quite a bit of ammunition. And that, it's the same thing in Company of Heroes too, right? You had to Oberkommando Resket, correct? That little half-track thing?
They got Stukelserfuss, technically, so yeah, it is a Werfraum and Vierzig.
Just, oh my...
And there we go. That's what he should have done.
just look,
Make the
everything's...
town worthless.
Yeah. The buildings on fire, the infantry's pinned down. That's what he needed to do.
Now the only thing he has to worry about is the fact that this Cromwell's pushing on in, and this guy will be able to see him not soon. Never mind, I didn't see him
No.
behind that tree line. I thought he was a little bit further
No.
forward than that.
But
But
there's nothing protecting Cifraxx from this northern assault if he decides to just attack. It's like a Panzer Grenadier and a half-track. That's all he's got. I mean, down south, the Panther's doing something though. It is going to get bombed in a second. Yeah, forced to
and then
fall back.
rocketed again.
Oh, damn.
You know, the Typhoon AT, I never kind of appreciate how heavily armed that thing is.
In terms of rockets?
Yes, there's an awful lot of firepower there.
Yeah, it makes big kabooms, and if you want to use Typhoon ATs effectively, you need to get side shots from the Panther. He sort of tried and done that, but he did force the Panther to fall back for now at least, so that will buy him a little bit of time. And Vainglory does have quite a bit of a point advantage, still at a +2 con, so it's looking pretty good for him still.
Actually, I like this call right here. So rocket attack going after that Willie's off-map call-in. I really like that call, actually.
Yeah, I didn't even see that Willie's calling any off-map either, so that's
exactly why I like it.
I completely negated it, and that was the that was the naval artillery. That was his only naval artillery. So yeah, no big guns coming in for Vainglory.
Now, 17-pounder is going to get himself into action, I think. Yeah, he can go after both the Panther and the P4. So,
oh, there we go.
And there goes one of them.
Fast as lightning. He does have that spar trooping behind enemy lines, and can he see that 17-pounder? Yes, he can. Or he could. So, I know I'd be very scared using that Panther right now, and especially now with a Challenger down south.
We just appreciate, though, if you look back up to the northern side, you see the second wave of rockets has been thrown at that town. Look at that for a second for me.
That's just...
How much of that is just a flaming conflagration?
Yeah, I mean, they must have played my mixtape or something.
Ha! And actually, speaking of good old the Tiga Witzman here, he is now on this map. And a Challenger might have him in his sights? No, he's going after that P-Grade instead.
And also, the Challenger is rather morale damaged at the moment, so I don't think he has the best chances. And he's cleared up his town quite nicely. There's not much in that town anymore. But right now, Vainglory's at a +2. There's 9 minutes in the match. He has to make some pretty crazy push if he wants to at least draw.
True. At the same time, though, you kind of have to feel like... to me, anyway, I kind of feel like Cifraxx threw this away. Cifraxx had this game in the bag, I would say. He really didn't even have to focus on this northern side.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how easy he leveled that town. If he just brought in artillery earlier, or had it in his deck earlier, or just something, it would have helped out quite a bit. And, yeah, I mean, down south, the Panther can't exactly do too much because it's in between a rock and a hard place, that being a Challenger and a 17-pounder. So... And I don't know, it doesn't really have the momentum, I think, to really do anything, Cifraxx.
Not anymore, I don't think. Yeah. You're right.
We got Challengers. He is bringing out a decent amount of planes, and they're doing God's work. I mean, the Ju-88's been doing some decent bombing runs, and same with the Rocket Me-109s, but it's not really enough to break through. Or Charlie goes down south, so that's gonna open up for the Panther.
Except for that 17-pounder.
Yeah, but even then...
We can engage him at just beautiful amounts of range.
Yeah, can the 17-pounder shoot through the little crook?
Oh, he was moving. Unfortunately, he did actually have the ability to see him. I think he's shifting right now, and that's going to be a very, very different position now.
He's at... Vainglory's actually hiding it behind the tree line on purpose, I think, and only moving up onto the tree line when he actually has a confirmed shot, so... Very micromanagement now with the 17-pounders. So now he's in a good spot, so... And that's going to be close...
Riddle me this there, Batman. Look at the northern side of the map and tell me if you see anything wrong. Never mind. There we go. It was a TOT barrage, but it was going to be called down exactly on the 203's head.
And never mind, the 203 is now dead. That
Indeed,
was
indeed.
that would be a bit silly. And now the Panther down south just a hair's away from being blown up by a 17-pounder, to be honest.
I do like the implicit threat of keeping these two Tempests in the area for surveying glory. He got them both in combat air patrol.
Yep.
Though I get the feeling that he really didn't need to have both of them there. One, what I think would have been enough.
Yeah, I'd usually, when I'd have two fighters, I'd just have run doing patrols and then run it backs off. You just bring in a second one to get constant air power. And also, if you only have one fighter on the field, and they buy a fighter to chase your fighter, you can rip out your second sneaky ninja fighter and then get the kill. Instead of like sewing all your hands at once.
Indeed.
Sewing all your cards at once.
By the way, 17-pounder of the North gets taken on out, and I believe this challenger is going to get pinned. Yep. No, falling back though. Perfect time for Wittmann to come in and take his shot. There's nothing left here at all for him to be afraid of.
Nope, nothing at all. Just, I mean, the Cromwell could get a kill, but it's not exactly in the best location. And just that one artillery unit has done so good. Why wasn't it before? Well, it's really bugging me, Colin.
Well, it's going to bug you even more. That 17-pounder just went down.
Oh, yeah.
To the south.
Oh, damn. And that's really going to open up for the Panther, but it's 5 minutes. He has to get, like, 1,200 points to take us back, so yeah, it's not looking good for Cifraxx.
I would say you're probably right there.
There we go.
As much as it does grieve me to say it.
Yeah, there we go.
Typhoon AT might get picked off on retreat, though.
Yeah.
No. Never mind.
It's a little bit faster, I think, in the Messerschmitt. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, so I'm not going to either confirm or deny it. And look at all the infantry reinforcements being brought in to restock the dead.
More lambs to the slaughter, that's all it is.
Yeah, but 2 artillery pieces ready to fly again. Yo, if it is air landing, that's going to be a bit scary for the Tiger, because they do have Piats. Or am I kidding? They're Piats.
True.
Anti-tank weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't make me laugh. Cifraxx and Staghound, by the way, gun line up on the southern side, and we're seeing, one shot has sent 2 of them packing.
Got 2 birds with one stone, yeah.
Indeed. Oh, no, when you have the big dogs out to play, you don't send in a little puppy to take them on.
Exactly. But the thing is, because Cifraxx has no recon, he can't really see his Tetrarchs falling back all that row.
Though he was able to see the Staghound even before I started firing at him, though, too, so maybe that's a little bit different. And you're right, they are all air landing troops inside that town, or what's left of it, but that Wolframen is just laying down the smackdown some more, I would think. Nope, misses completely. Never mind, I take it all back. Bit of a shock there.
Yeah. I mean, the Tiger is moving in close, taking a few hits from the 6-pounder, but not going to be anything too scary, especially with 233 helping out.
You were saying?
Well, crew, crew knocked out. It's just a little bit of a shaken, yeah.
I was going to say, watch the next shot, take him on out.
That's just the Tiger's luck here. I mean, Rittmann always dies in silly...
luck. Forget the Tiger.
Yeah, Rittmann always dies in silly arrays. Yeah.
Very, very true. Now, strangely enough, we are going to see a Flak 88 being called on, and I'm not sure I really kind of understand why this got picked. Maybe Cifraxx is just running out of troops at this point.
I guess he wanted it to deal with those Tempests that are being brought up, but it's a little bit far back, I have to say.
Yeah, can't say I understand. Panther, though, and P4 are pushing back this Cromwell. Might be able to take shots. Yep, there it goes.
And
that will be enough.
Yeah, now Cifraxx is actually starting to make a bit of a breakthrough now, but it's 2 minutes 45 seconds left. It's a breakthrough too little, too late.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy you put it that way, because frankly, it should have been done a heck of a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, will we see another Wolframen shot before it happens? I think we will.
Yep.
The question is, will he actually do anything with it? And sources say he's blown up half the town, so past that, no.
I mean, that town really is just on fire, just assuming, and that is That's a lot of smoke. A lot of burning.
That's a polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
We're going to see if Vitamin is going to kind of circle around part of the town, engage in his own kind of pincer here, but even then, not doing a whole lot. And this rough ramen is just looking to, I think, close off any attempts at reinforcement.
Yeah. Just destroy the rest of the town that's barely still alive.
Pack howitzers out, command truck comes on up and gets blown away in one round.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be too out of line, I think, to say it, but I think we're pretty much done with this particular game here.
Yeah, Vainglory is really going to be taking the victory, and really, he did a pretty good defense at the start. It really comes down to his opponent not taking advantage of the flanks, and Cifraxx fell into one of the worst things possible, and that's his tunnel vision, Khan. That's the worst disease that a player could fall upon. That's a bit hard. So, worst symptom that a player can fall upon in this game, because if you're attacking one area and it's not going too well, especially in a 1v1, it's a very good idea to attack another area because it's usually not that well defended.
Exactly. We've got to build some zoo out here. Attack your opponent where he's weakest, not where he's strongest, my good sirs.
Exactly, and, ground at the northern side, ground at the south, ground at the middle, it's all ground in the end of the day, and it's all going to give you the same amount of points, so even though, sometimes the town may seem like a better place to meat grind into, capping that open field down south will just give you the map advantage that you need to win that territorial number.
Now, I will say, this might be the only match that we do see where Michael Vittman survives into the end of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got, at least a minute left or 30 seconds left or something. So maybe his howitzer gets an anti-tank round off.
If that thing penetrates, I will eat my hat. I don't wear hats usually, but I'll buy one and I'll eat it. I don't think it's gonna happen here.
No.
Now that 233. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
That's all said and done, folks.
It's all said and done. The Tiger does survive, and that'll be a good game.
Exactly. So that is now going to be a major victory over here for Surveying Glory. So the Good Knight does manage to take the victory, 2005? Yep, to 886 here.
Yep. And just look at the KD ratios. Cifraxx got a lot of kills later on, probably due to that Earth Ramen. But in the end of the day, Vainglory, he just got the ground and held it. I just want to say, how much did that Earth Ramen? I didn't kill
actually not that much. No, who got all the kills?
Nah, I think the Ramen got quite a few. I'm thinking the Earth Ramen reconned a lot of those units, and then the Tiger just got some very good one-hit kills on, 1 to 3 man infantry squads left alive.
That's true.
Yeah.
That definitely seems fair. And there's definitely, I mean, the people who were pulling the weight here, that Cromwell that was out for a while, the Panzer IV that was out for a while, again, had he just deployed it in a different position, or he just pounded that town instead, it's so much better for him.
I can't, begin to just talk about how the Cromwell would have been lovely down south. It can kill the 6-pounders before the 6-pounders can kill it. That's a huge... how big of an advantage that is, Khan. That's...
You're not overstating it by just stressing it. Trust me, I'm completely with you.
Yeah, I think we've really, said everything about this match. Vainglory did a good job. Just Cifraxx just fell to that tunnel vision.
Yep, and we all do at some point. That near vision is just, it's a problem. That's why we wear sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
But all right, so
folks, indoors.
Exactly, even more true. But folks, please make sure you do check out Surveying Glory. He does an excellent job. He's a great example of what this community should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ranger said, he's going to post it in his description. Once he gives me that link, I will definitely be doing that myself.
Okay.
But that's going to about do it for me today. What do you think, Rang?
Yep, I'm done with this match.
I was going to say, I struck dumb. He's speechless, folks. That's how finished he is with this.
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
That's going to do it today, guys. This has been Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.
Check you guys all soon. Take it easy.